Am I live? Hello, hello? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ooh, we need to turn off my own. Ooh, we need to. Okay, that's a little better. You see me? Do you hear me? Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm about to fall over. We have, it looks like 55 people in the room right now. So, wow. I am so excited, you guys, but I think my heart rate is going about 1,000 miles an hour, running around, trying to get ready and making sure that we all have a great time. I would really love to go in and say hi to everyone individually, but we'd finish off the hour before I was done saying hello. So thank you all for being here. I'm super excited for this opportunity to bring everyone together. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the chat because I'm just so amazed at how many people are there, but I see you right there. Anyway, thank you all for coming. This is our live premiere. It's not a YouTube premiere, but premiere, our first in our Tarot Playdate series. Oh, TK, my kitty cat, wants to say hello as well. All right, for those of you who maybe just heard about this at the last minute or didn't get all the announcements, I am going to do my best to keep up with chat, but good luck to me. But I'm going to go ahead and lay out what our format is going to be for this series, at least for today. It might evolve. We might find things that work better than others or things that fall flat on their face because, well, you guys know me. I drop something every video, so it makes sense that at some point this will fall down. But the idea is that we are all here to pick each other back up. And I know that sounds corny, but I totally mean it. All right, so first of all, every week we are going to pick a card for that week. I have one deck dedicated to this entire series. Oh, we've got doggy shaking in the background, all of that stuff. Yeah, this won't be the first. I saw every faucet says, I have never actually seen a live where the host is able to keep up with the chat. Yeah, I'm not breaking that tradition anytime soon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this Rider-Waite-Smith based deck, and every week we're going to draw a card, and then that card comes out of the deck. So in the end, we're left with just one. So this is dedicated. Oh, we've got check marks. People have their decks ready. This is awesome. All right. Now, as we go through the deck, we are all going to share our impressions, our thoughts, our challenges with, our memories with, our interpretations of this card each week. Not only that, but we are going to, before we even pull the card, we're going to pull some sample questions that we can use to try and interpret this card in different ways. So we're not going to know what the card is before we ask the question, because what good would that be, right? That's not how it works in tarot. But what we want to see is how we can apply it in different ways. Also, as you guys know, I've only been studying tarot for, gosh, a year and a half, 2 years. I'm probably about a year and a half, like solid everyday type tarot studies. So I'm gonna count on a lot of those, a lot of you who have more experience. We've had people ask for, you know, numerological, is that even a word? The numerology associations with the cards. People might bring in elemental references. So if you've got a specialty, 76 people are here to collaborate on this. You guys, it's blowing my mind right now. Do you see it exploding? Because it feels like it right now. All right. So we're going to use these cards. If you take notes in a journal, okay, I see people checking off that they've got their journals. If you take notes, by the end of this, you could have, and I'm going to have to give Simon at the Hermit's Cave credit for kind of coining this term, a community guidebook. So I did what Simon said he was going to do, and I went through and I prepped my journal. Oh, okay, the camera's over here, Jen. And I did it in order so that no matter what card we pull, I can put my notes in order. Now, I'm probably going to have to take notes after this thing is done. I'll have to watch it back. But I think that was a really great idea. And I look forward to seeing what we end up with. At the end of each of our play dates, what we're going to do last is we are going to send us all off to do a tarot activity of the week. Now, I have been promoting a lot that I'm going to use the Tarot Playbook. And I know many of you have this book, and I also know there's probably quite a few of you that don't. I had originally promised that I would read the activity aloud from the deck. However, I got a little bit concerned that I might be toeing the line there a bit with the copyright, potential copyright infringement. So, but that doesn't mean we're out of the game here, folks, because first of all, at the beginning of next week's session, we will talk about the activity that we did in the book in a book review type style. So I won't read directly from the book, but we can talk about our experiences, what we thought about the activity, all that good stuff. And then those of you who don't have the book, who maybe are considering getting the book, can decide whether or not that sounded like fun, or maybe it takes you a couple of weeks to decide, because some of these activities are a little nuts, I'm just saying. And then you can decide if you want to buy the book. But yes, all the people are here. Hello, everyone. I'm going to go back and watch this chat and have a great time, I'm pretty sure. All right, we only have a mid-caffeine beverage happening right here, because if I had any more caffeine, I'd probably fly through the roof. So I have an alternate plan. Because I didn't want to infringe on the copyright, and I wanted to make sure everybody had a way to connect with their chosen deck every week, kind of taking off from the energy of whatever card it is that we pull, I instead decided, or in addition to, decided to gather a list of alternate activities for each of the 78 cards. So in the last less than 24 hours, I, and my tarot, two of my tarot family members, Elle, my tarot daughter, you know who you are. A lot of people, you know who she is. And Jilly, Little Zen Crone, my tarot mom / sister, collaborated and put together a list of 78 tarot activities that we can do. For one, if you don't have the book, I can read that activity because that's not copyrighted, but don't steal them. Don't steal my ideas. And then, or if you don't like the activity in the playbook for whatever reason, it just doesn't resonate, you'll have an alternate activity. Or for those of you who really like extra credit, you can do both. So we're going to have a little something for everybody. I got a thumbs down. I've made it. All right. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about me babble. Does anybody have any questions thus far? If you do, please tag me if you can at Jen's Balanced Tarot, or all caps, and let me know if you have any questions, or are we ready to get started? I'm going to just take a moment to watch the chat here and calm down. We have 91 people in the room. You guys, this community, like you said, Simon, this community rocks. All right, I'm checking to see if any questions. Hopefully not. We'll figure it out as we go at the very least. All right, so I'm going to get my Rider-Waite-Smith deck here. This has not been shuffled yet, so we're going to give it a shuffle. While I'm shuffling, here's what I want you to do. We're 20 minutes in. No, we're not. We're 10 minutes in. All right. How can you keep your brain from being overheated? I'm not the one to answer that today. All right. First of all, I would like some folks to throw out at me, and I'm ready to note these down. What are some questions that we might be able to ask the tarot? Just general. These are general readings. If you want to make it for yourself, you can. Oh, I dropped my card. It's a Jen video. It's official. What are some questions that we could answer with a single card pull? I need some ideas because we're going to circle back around to these. Yep, dropsies. I've got it going on. All right, please not the 10 of Swords. You know, if that's where we start, we have nowhere to go but up from there, right? Yep. I just want to make sure everybody feels comfortable. I drop a few cards. We all know we're back to where we're supposed to be. Yes, please play if you're totally new to tarot. That's largely the point. All right, I see. Okay, past, present, future. Elle's got a past, present, future. Can I do that with one card, Elle? What do we need for the Jupiter transit coming up? Okay, I'm going to write that down. I didn't even know there was a thing as a Jupiter transit, so this will be educational. What do I need to be mindful of today? Thank you for putting it in all caps so I can catch it. I'm going to say, what do we need to be mindful of today? I love the generic ones. These are good too. What do I need to know right now? Oh, my writing is getting better and better. Ooh, what a yes or no question. Yes or no to what? Yeah, that's a good idea. What's the best way for us to start this class? That's a good one. And I'm sorry if I'm missing them as I look away to write down. Thank you, TK, for your contribution. That's my cat. Okay, you guys are awesome. Okay, I'm not going to be able to get to all these questions. Let's see, let's see, what do we need to release? Okay, so we might have a little something for everybody here. So let me recap these, and hopefully this is a good selections of questions. We're going to do this every week. So if I didn't write your question down, I'll try not to do repeats, and we'll get some more of these in next week. Okay, that sounds like Miss Baker. All right, so we have, what do we need for the Jupiter transit coming up? What do we need to be mindful of today? What do I need to know today? It could be a little bit different. What's the best way to start this class? We might want to lead with that one. And what do I need to release? Okay. Doing a meta question. All right, so I'm going to shuffle, and I am a ripple shuffler. So while I'm doing this, let's get our notebooks ready and be prepared to tell me your first impressions in questions. I'm going to make up new words as I try to multitask here. 95 people. Hello to everyone who has joined. Hopefully you've said hi in the chat. If you have not, I'm still sending you a great big hello and a thank you for being there. I've really appreciated everybody's supportive comments and encouragement to put this together. All right, guys, are we ready for our first card? Where's the drum roll? Or at least a kitty meow for me. All right, I'm going to think about this question. What's the best way to start this class as I pull this card? I need one more shuffle. Here we go. Cat removed from bed. All right. And our first card, the Nine of Pentacles. All right, folks. What are your impressions as I pull this? Why did we pull this card as the best way to start our class? Can you write and type at the same time? You know, the thing is this will be available for replay. So if you missed something in your notes, yeah, I'm very, very pleased with this card. This is also one of my favorite cards in the deck. Oh, we got some good focus there. Let's take a look. So TK, oh, you know what? He needs me to let him into his litter box. I think I'll be right back. Ooh, this was not part of the plan, but think on this card. Here you go, TK. There we go. I try not to have the bathroom door open when I'm doing these, but it's going to be a fruitful class that we make our own. So what are some of the keywords that just kind of pop into your head? So we see abundance, we see attainment, building our collective knowledge base with all of these pentacles, right? I love that. You know, I see this as us being really in control of what we're doing, right? We've got this garden of knowledge, exploring, gratitude. Let's do our thing. Yes. Independence. Ooh, 2 right in a row. Enjoyment and achievement. Self-discipline. Oh, I'm loving these, you guys. Let me see if I missed any. Let's see. We've got strength and from a foundation of a wealth of contribution. Okay, I'm trying to keep this up. I don't want my arm to get tired. Right? Oh, was this card right at the bottom of your pack, Simon? Reassurance. Okay, that's a new one. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Life is so good. Life is good. I'm feeling pretty darn good life about this. Words, you guys. Darn good about life. Yes, a big hello to everybody who is still arriving. See, we've got contentment, enjoyment, participating. Yes, participating is definitely a key for today. Okay, so now that we, okay, so taking the kind of the context of the question out of this card, what grabbed your eye first when you saw this card? What was the first thing that you saw? Fulfilled, ability to soar, loving this, you guys, gathering, connected, the bird. So Simon saw the bird. What is, and then the fruit. So do we mean the pentacles is the fruit then? Yes. Enjoying the ripe fruits of your labor. Yes, definitely. So when we say, oh, a lot of people saw the bird. So what does the bird make you think of? I need to make notes, you guys. Bird, robes, pentacles. Oh, like a stockpile of pentacles. Money. Freedom. Oh, interesting, you guys. A bunch of you came up with freedom right in a row. Oh, the bird equals freedom. Yes, got it. The first thing you saw was her posture. Now that's interesting. Twist, what does her posture say to you? The bird is my debit card. The bird equals blindness. Oh, that's interesting. Calm and ease, elegance. So is that in relation to her posture, maybe? I like that. Isn't it a mass hunting bird? They are only free if someone else sets them free. See, this is why I need people here. Okay, so let's take a little bit closer look at that bird. Let's see if my camera will focus. Focus. Okay, well, the red on there. If you guys have a deck, take a close look at that little guy. But he does have a red mask, right? So her posture speaks of strength and self-assurance. This is a pretty good card. So let's see. We have, and she's alone. She is alone outside of the bird. Blind instinct, passion, everyone feeling comfortable. The falcon is wearing a hood, so it's quiet but ready for action. Also represents mighty passion, says Simon. Let's see. We've got 98 people in here. Hello, everyone who's come in. Okay, I'm scrolling up. The bird seems tame, so maybe something about control of your domain, says Avery. Anne Port, with a wealth of knowledge, but maybe isolated and can find support in sharing and community. Oh, I love how you guys are interpreting this in the context of our first play date today. Don't forget the snail moving along at its own pace. Okay, the little snail right down there in the corner. Yes, I love that. Thank you, Robin, Toadstool Tarot. The red on her dress is grounding and the yellow is self-confidence. So now we're bringing those color associations in. Love that, Jilly, Little Zen Crone. Willow Creek, Yvette, she says, the bird to me seems to be at the ready for whatever is to come next. We just blew somebody's mind with the snail. Yeah, that's an easy one to miss. Yeah, wasn't it Brian Cormac Carr? He did the video where he put the magnifying glass to like his big, ginormous cards. I think that was the first time I ever saw that snail. The snail feels at home everywhere, says Simon. Let's see. Leisure, says Sean. Linda, are we a little too comfortable in, is this, and is this it moment? Like, is this all I've got? Where do I have to go from here? Well, that's why I love that this is the 9, right? To me, we've still got a little bit further to go. Papa Squirrel, the estate in the background is maybe hers. She owns 2. She's in the grapefruit garden. Look at that. Estate in the background. Yes. Grapes, enjoying our life, having it all. There is so much, you guys, so much in this one single card. And I don't think I've ever, seriously, I'm not just trying to like blow smoke, but I don't think I've ever seen so much in this card until today. The bird is also under her control. Yes. Do you think she's under any influence of the bird? just a random question. Maybe not, but I'm just curious. I'll never notice the snail. 2 trees like the 2 towers from the moon card. Yes, the pillars, right? The pillars show up in the tarot quite often. This could be a nod to that. That's really great. Yes, she's mistress of the bird. Your bird has the ability to venture, if it can, right? So where does the snail fit? So we had some comments earlier about, taking things at your own pace, slow and steady, right? I guess that's the first phrase that comes to mind for me for the snail. She does look like she cares for this bird. The look on her face, right? The expression on her face gives us a hint to her mood. That's awesome. All right, so here's what I want to do next. Oh, you guys, this is amazing. You are coming up with a lot of good stuff. So we have 2 ways we can do this. We can look at some 9 of Pentacles in other decks, or maybe what we can do now, let's try to answer our questions that we asked in the context of this card, or using this card to answer our questions is, I guess, how I want to say that. So I'm going to start. I know we've kind of done this already, but I know a lot of people were throwing out key phrases. Okay, let me see if I can keep this propped up and look at my notes at the same time. All right. More to be revealed when the hood is taken off, says Wendy. Okay. So our first question that we've all kind of latched onto is, what's the best way to start this class? So with all the things that we've talked about and all these different symbols that we've seen, and oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna have to come back through here and write like a mad woman to catch all of these different keywords that you guys have thrown out. This is amazing. What is the design symbol on her dress? I think they're flowers, right? Does anybody know what kind of flowers those are? Or is it, what's interesting is that's the woman symbol, right? So that's interesting. Selkie says, the best way to start this class is for me to not be controlling and to let it be organic. This is a reading for me then. Relax and go slowly. Oh, I might need to hold on to my grounding crystal a little bit more tightly. Am I going too quickly? Am I talking too fast? Oh, I think my roommate just came home. Yes, I'm going too quickly. Enjoy the journey. Okay. So earlier too, we had some comments about when we first pulled this card. Let me scroll up a bit in the chat here. Sounds like it's seeing some comments about this. So I liked the idea too. We had talked about like the Pentacles being sort of the collective. Jilly's noticing that her hands are in the same position as the magician, bringing her magic from heaven to earth. Thank you, June. The best way to start this class is abundance, i.e. everyone getting in here and making it. Yes. Be appreciative of the abundance brought to this class. Okay, come on, little guy, focus. I am very appreciative, you guys. She's touching the bird with one hand and a pentacle with the other. Yeah, this is very much like the magician's pose, only going the opposite direction, right? I had to flip it around to make sure, because when I see it in the camera, it looks backwards. The hedge, is the person radiating into the world or hiding away from it? Interesting. Is the world in front of her or behind her? Oh, Crystal Sparkles, we have synchronicity here. Hello. All right, so to start this class, we need to appreciate the abundance and everything that's been brought here today. Avery needs to lip read. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can keep the card from being in front of my face. Thank you for pointing that out. Let's see, what else did we have here? We want to be appreciative. We want to relax and go slowly. I also read this as, you know, having confidence that this is going to be a fun, fun community event. All right, sorry, let's see what else. I was thinking and scrolling at the same time, sharing our knowledge. What would number 9 be in the Pentacle suit? So who knows the numerology of these? What does the 9 bring to this? Okay, good, Avery. I'm glad that's better if I keep the card away from my face. A card stand. It's not a bad idea. We're going to learn as we go, for sure. Coming together. We are self-making a tarot guidebook. Her zodiac sign is Virgo Venus. Yeah, I like the coming together too. Hi, Sandra. All right, Jen, the middle-aged baby witch says, 9 energies of all other numbers gather in 9 to form a foundation before completion can happen. Nearing completion, but not there yet, right? Because we've still got that 10 to go. Bye, Yvette. Thank you for coming. Stay grounded as you learn, but let go of your barriers and be creative, says Anne. At Gwen. I was like trying to tag you through speech. Close to completion, but still lots to learn. Thank you, Becca. I'll get better at this as we go. Knowing that I have 96 people in the room is exciting. Kelly says these grapes have yet to become wine. All right, I'm going to put this down for just a minute. Hopefully you guys all have a 9 of Pentacles, or my arm's going to fall off. I'm going to do this thing that you guys said, and I'm going to take it easy, and we're going to take our time. Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate it. All right, so we have lots of ways we can interpret this card on how this is the best way to start our class. Oh, no. All right. Oh, coffee is important, Olga. All right, I'm going to pick another one here. So what do I need to know today? So if you were to interpret this card to answer the question, what do I need to know today? What would you say? Okay, I'm going to set this down for just a moment. Again, we're gonna I need to get like a little selfie stick for my cards, right? You know, I'm scribbling like in a total junk notebook, and then I'm just gonna have to go back and put it in my nice notebook because I did not trust myself. I guess I'm a 2 notebook kind of gal. So as I was preparing for this class, I randomly selected 5 decks. So I just threw all my decks into all my Rider-Waite-Smith decks, let's be clear, into a random name generator. And I pulled 5 so that we could look at different cards from different decks. And most of them should be in order. I dropped a card, fall over from the shock now. And I wanted to show this card from different decks. Did anybody see my tarot disaster video? Of course, one of the decks I pulled was the Sawyer's Path, but I still have it. This is not a messed up card, just to let you know. So here is the 9 of Pentacles from the Sawyer's Path tarot. Does this bring anything else to mind? I feel like this has a lot of similarities. Obviously, this is very Rider-Waite-Smith based. So Forever Wearer says, be thankful for what you've achieved and enjoy. Oops, I got to keep my, sorry, Avery. Be thankful for what you've achieved and enjoy for today what you have. The Psychic Knitter says, make smart decisions regarding money so your wealth grows. Narayani says, one eye on existing knowledge and one eye on researching new information. A selfie stick. I'm going to get something. I'm going to have to get creative. Artistry of Tarot. All right, we're looking at Rider-Waite-Smith. Ignore my reference to Ben Dov. What is, don't even tell me right now. But I have no idea what Ben Dov is, I have to admit. Yeah, the Morgan Greer is a great one. All right, so there's an image from the Sawyer's Path Tarot, which I think speaks to a lot of the same imagery. Does anybody notice anything different in this card that reads a different way? Here, I think what I'm noticing right away, you know, especially like as Kelly earlier referred to the grapes, right? The grapes are really in here amongst these pentacles. And then we have our bird. I almost, Papa Squirrel, I almost ordered the big, like the big, the big tarot deck. I might, well, I can't do that. I committed to a deck. Well, I could actually, but all right. So that's one other deck. Let's see, what else did we see? That new card seems to exude pride. So that's bringing forth a bit of an additional energy. Let's see what we have here. One looks left, the other looks towards the right. Oh, good eye on that one. Yeah, look at that. They are looking in different directions. So deck Harlow or Harlot, this is a card of loneliness for me. So I'm spending too much, or am I spending too much time alone? That's an interesting way to interpret it. And I can see that. I can totally see that. All right, let's see what else we've got. Do we have any other? And again, if I'm missing them, yeah, I know I've got to remember not to cover my mouth. I promise I will work on that. I have to use my webcam, and I'm usually used to filming on my phone, but because we're under 1,000 subs, it's I have to use a PC and a webcam, so it's not my usual setup. All right, so we looked at the Sawyer's Path, and I'm going to bring the next question up, and while I'm phrasing the next question, I'll pull out another 9 of Pentacles from the deck. So let's look at this kind of, so we've said, what do I need to know today? What's the best way to start this class? So now, what is it that I need to release? Let's see, we had another interpretation. Things will go well, although not the end of the project, and the knowledge gained will be of great value. Bye, Brian. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. Okay. So another deck that I randomly pulled is my Everyday Witch. So we are going to get our 9 of Pentacles from the Everyday Witch. And again, this one's not in order. I was going to prepare this, but instead I was preparing tarot activities for us to leave with today. Heather says, I often get loneliness from the 9 of Pentacles as well. So here is another, okay, that glares a little bit much there. This is a shiny card. So some new elements being brought into this card. Oh, my mouth. I'm sorry. Here's my mouth. We have her lounging instead of standing. We have her reading. She's got that wine next to her. We do see fruit on the tree. Gwen says, release the fear of being alone. Embrace your freedom. You will be okay. I want to steal that version's pants. Are those pants or a skirt? I guess it depends on what you like to wear. I really like this card. Contentment in the Everyday Witch. Indulgence. Is there a bird? Okay, I'm not going to say anything, so I'm going to put the card up. I don't see a bird in this card. Does anybody else see a bird in this card? Taking time to enjoy and contemplate all you have done and created. Independence and rest. So with release, what do I need to release today? What do you see in this card? Yes, this is the Everyday Witch Tarot. Thank you, Becca. Susan says, Pentacles, all the people in the class as resources. Yes, we do have an abundance of resources. Oh, they're dropping. Our count is going down. So you guys are going to have to let me know how you think this goes here. Peace, release stress. Yes, I like that. This is going to be me later today, you guys. Definitely. It's under her hat. Yes, yes, you can imagine that the bird is under her hat down here. Release the fear that everything is not going to get done in time. Release responsibilities. Release money fears. See, Missy Moonray says, 9 of Pentacles shows up in readings I do for others when the querent is a widower. Could just be a personal meaning I have created over time, but worth mentioning. It's a very interesting take. June says, release the need to speed up, just slow it down a bit, have a glass of wine and enjoy nature. At Kelly. Oh, Kelly. Yes, no, I'm not taking it personally. I don't think I am. No. The fact that more than 5 people showed up has blown my mind already, frankly. The witch's broom traditionally can fly like a bird. Okay, that's a really interesting take on that. Can we actually see? No, we can just, okay, there we go. I'm gonna get better at this. Let go of scarcity issues. I like that. Okay, so a lot of different ways we can interpret this card as it relates to what we need to release. Thank you, Artistry of Tarot. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to keep this to an hour, so I don't want to go too speedy quick, but I also want to make sure we get through it. I'm going to pause a moment. That's the solitude again. Thank you, Gwen. And, oh, Kimberly says, enjoying your company and being alone. All right. I have 2 more decks we can look at here. Oh, why, Jen? Why with it not in order? So another question that we had. So we've asked previously, what do I need to know today? And Jay, let go of the dependence on things. And I'm reading the emphasis on things. Am I interpreting what you're typing correctly there? Jen, do you have any that look completely different? Yes, I do. Again, this was a random draw that I did of my different decks because I didn't know which card I was going to get, right? So we'll have to kind of see how different they are. So the deck that I have now in my hands is the Victorian Romantic Tarot by Baba Studio. And of course the card's going to be right at the end, right? I just want to give you guys a moment to absorb. Take my time, right? I'm listening to the card. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, I totally missed the card. Isn't that the way? Okay, I got the King of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. This is the backs of the cards I'm looking at. I can at least show you that. All right, and think about how we want to look at this card differently as it relates to mindfulness. How do I, what do we need to be mindful of today? There she is. There she is. Here is our 9 of Pentacles from the Victorian Romantic Tarot. Yeah, this deck has really surprised me. This is my only Baba Studios deck. Okay, good, Jilly. I'm glad I interpreted what you were saying correctly. So here, she's got her basket of flowers. You know, and some of the things that you guys have pointed out earlier are now making me notice different things in these cards. So, for example, here, not in front of my face. You know, I see kind of an estate back there. Oh, I don't know that I know Kris Jenner's voice, but thank you. Now we've got her pose again. So if we hold this one up again next to the original, to me, it looks like they are facing the same direction. Be mindful of others. Yes, the posture is similar, Sandra. I was noticing that as well. Self-esteem and confidence. Be mindful of not losing who you are. No bird, but looking the same way. Yeah, oh, the trees. Did somebody say something about the trees? Did I just see that or did I just make that up? But I was noticing we have sort of these 2 trees. Maturity. Abundance. Robin at Toadstool Tarot says, I sense vanity and pride. Nariana says, this lady has released the bird already and is watching for its return. So if she's watching for its return, how does, now we bring mindfulness into that. What is she being mindful of as she waits for that bird to return? Nancy says, since the project she's been working on is taking care of itself, now she can begin thinking about what is next. What kind of flowers? I'm not a flower person. Who are our flower people in the room? Twist, are you saying this doesn't feel so laid back in this card? Yellow flowers are a symbol of happiness, potentially here. Hope. I love how each one of these cards is bringing forth some different interpretations. There seem to be people in the back. I'm not sure I see that, but okay, I'm not going to speak, but I'm going to put my card. I don't know if I lost Avery with her. Let's see. Do we see people? I don't think I see people. She doesn't look as easy feeling to me. You know, and then I'm kind of noticing the expression on her face. I don't know. Come on, focus, little camera. It seems, I don't know. It's still straight faced. It doesn't necessarily have the sigh of happiness or contentment that I can hear when I look at this card. Julie says, I think she looks kind of smug. Yellow flowers symbolize friendship. Gwen says, right behind her right shoulder. Yeah, I think so. I think this looks like a barn or a tower, potentially. So yeah, I think that's my camera being a little bit out of focus. Elle says it's like she's disassociating in her own world. Yeah, did anybody figure out what the flowers were? Daisies are white, right? There's my knowledge of gardening things. I have a black thumb. I say that all the time. All right, I have two more decks. These ones are different. So we're gonna get a different look and feel now for sure. And I'm gonna take another sip of tea. I think we're doing okay for time here. Mary Beth says, why a black hat? Out of sync with the rest of the apparel. That's a good point. I didn't even notice that. All right, another question we might want to keep in mind as we're looking at this card. Let's see here. We have one more. This one's trickier. What do we need for the Jupiter transit coming up? Jen, are the yellow flowers brown in the center and look like daisies? Yeah, it's kind of a brownish orange. But I feel like there's more petals than what you would see on daisies. But again, I have no idea what I'm talking about on that front. Oh, hey, Tammy Pie. Welcome. Yeah, I was a little bit worried we might cross over when I scheduled this. I didn't know what time they were doing their 3 fat readers today. All right, this one, thank goodness, is in order. This one is maybe we should save that one for last. I have the Spirit Keepers here. I'm going to hold on to that for a minute. So another one of my random deck pulls was this Gorgons Tarot that I worked with this week. This is a round and black and white deck. So we're going to see some different stuff for sure. Lori says it's a made-up flower. That makes sense then. Okay, this one's in order, thank goodness. Twist says maybe they're black-eyed Susans, but they wouldn't have more petals. All right, now here's where your eyes go a little crazy. This is the 9 of Pentacles from the Gorgons Tarot. And I have to hold this in front of my face because it's huge. It's as big as my face. What do you guys think of this one? So we have lots of imagery in here. Right? We have our pentacles. It's all black and white with different textures. Now down here, we have 2 little critters. What are those? I think they're dogs, maybe? I thought they were bunnies too, but they just have little pointy ears. Now she has a bird. Oh, you know why I keep thinking I don't have as much room is because my chat's here. I have more room than I thought in my viewfinder, you guys. I'm so sorry. All right. So here we have a tree. We have the sun. We have these flowers. We have our pentacle bush. Pentacle bush. She looks a little bored. She looks like she's going to pick the pentacles. She looks like a witch. The bird is looking toward the sun, right? It's not looking at her like we saw in this one, or at least looking in her direction. They're both facing the same direction. Yeah, I can't tell if they're dogs or rabbits either. They look like, I don't know, they look like old puppy ears, but she looks annoyed with the pentacles, Jilly. They look like little bull terriers. So last time we're trying to figure out the flowers. Now we're trying to figure out the critters. What are those? I think they're dogs, you guys. See, because the little ears, they're just little ears, like right there. That's the ears. Oh, look, focus. Oh, stay focused. Yeah. Everybody's like, it looks like she's going to pick the pentacles off. So what's she going to do with those pentacles? And will they help her prepare for the Jupiter transit? Because I have no idea what you need to do to prepare for the Jupiter transit. They're mutants. Mutant pentacles. What does the book say? Oh, let's find out. Okay, I don't know if I can do this. So I'm gonna hold, oh, you guys can still see, this is such a big card. You can probably see it even though I'm just holding it here. All right. Let's see. 9 of Pentacles is right at the back. Yes, does the book tell us what these critters are? Everywhere she looks, things and creatures, flowers, trees, animals are blossoming and thriving. Apparently they are just random animals. We will never know. So what do you see in the card? Then that's what it is. Groundhogs. Oh, now that's a clever way of thinking about it. Lamb. Well, we have 2 of them. They look like my Louis, says Becca. Olga says no house. So no estate or no building in the background like we had in the other 3 cards. Well, 2 cards. I guess we didn't have a house in our Everyday Witch. And we didn't have a house in our Sawyer's Path either. Yeah, I don't know. I love how you can interpret even something like that so many different ways. That's awesome. Yeah, Jen's with me. She thinks they look like dogs. See, what did Elle think they look like? Oh, bull terriers. That's right. Kelly says, this card always feels like a more active version of the Empress to me. So yeah, so this is her being, rather than kind of doing the lounging back that we typically see in the Empress card, she's up, except for our Everyday Witch. She I think kind of speaks more to that original Empress energy, but that's a really good observation. I like that. Elle says, at the beginning of the guidebook, it lists her animal friends for anyone who has the deck. Does it really? This deck? Wait. I don't know. Are you talking about this deck, Elle? Because I need to know that. What page? What page? We are going to have to figure out what those little critters are for sure. Okay. All right. So that. Oh, all right. We're doing a pretty good job on time here, you guys. All right. I'm going to show one more 9 of Pentacles. And let's just interpret this any way we want. So this is the very, what's the word that I want? There's a lot going on with this deck. The Spirit Keepers. And this one's in order too. Upside down the other way, Jen. Okay. Oh, these are in numerical. Oh, I lied. They're not in order. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Are there any other questions that you would find yourself wanting to ask? Oh, wait, we still have does anybody know what is the Jupiter transit? I'm not quite sure who asked that question, but maybe that would help me better understand how these cards could answer that question, or this card. Okay, we need the 9 of Orbs in this deck. Let's see, while I'm looking, Sandra thought it might be a young deer. 2 young deer. It might be 2 young deer. Oh, I put it away. Why did I put it away? Okay. 9 of Orbs. Here we go. All right. So we have black and white. Okay. Did anyone pick up on the gloved hand indicating training patience? Was that in the Gorgons tarot that you saw that, Simon? Oh, not in that one, but in this one, definitely we have that glove. There we go. Yeah, right there. I have noticed the glove. But I've never thought of it as having meaning in and of itself. So that's very cool. So Jupiter's moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Okay, so here's our final 9 of Pentacles, or orbs in this case. So this is from the Spirit Keeper Tarot. She needs that glove or the bird's claws will hurt her, that's for sure. All right, so in here, we have some similar elements. She's surrounded by the orbs. Okay, I need to move my chat window again here so I can hold the card up, not in front of my face, and you guys can still see it. The crown on her head, the queen of the garden, says Emma Tarot Dude. Triangle, triangle, triangle. What do you mean, Tammy Pie? Okay, I'm trying to fix my chat here so I can see this, show this. Phantasm orbs. Oh, there we go. Stay focused, camera. All right, so here I'm seeing this big, so it looks like a pillar / a tower. Are there 8 points on the crown for each of the planets? Let's see. Sorry, I have to turn it around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see 7. 7 points. Let me see if I can hold it steady there. Jupiter, expansion may indicate weight gain for those whose sign it is in. Oh, again, she is in control of what goes on around her. These orbs are just floating around her, but yet seemingly not chaotically. It's part of the Kabbalah tree of life in the way there are 3 triangles of orbs. Oh, like this triangle? Is that what you mean? Kind of a point there and then an upside down, so like chevrons here. Is that kind of what we mean? Interesting. Yeah, the Book of Maps. I have not yet read the Book of Maps because this deck intimidates me. I need to do a VR to that at some point. So does this bring anything more to light? Oh, we have our bird. There's our bird, right there. We have trees in the background. One of the things that I actually notice in this card is that we have clouds in the background here. And I don't see, she kind of looks like she's floating in clouds. Definitely no clouds in our Rider-Waite-Smith. Doesn't really look cloudy in the Everyday Witch. No clouds here. So this is an interesting added element, I think, for me. What is the symbol on her dress? So these seem to be innate, ornate is what I meant to say. There we go. Can you see that? There we go. We got some focus. So just some different designs. Yes, Twist. That's the VR that I was meaning. Casper the Boy Diviner did the decks that intimidate me, and I've got a list of those. This is one of them for sure. The snail is in here. Oh, good eye. There's the snail right there. That little guy's hanging out. It's also about moving things in 3s. First being aware, then get comfortable with your stuff, and the final 3 is becoming expert. So that's what Tammy Pie is saying about the 3 triangles. Okay, at Forever Wear, great call, the snail. Oh, yes. Thank you. The clouds, spirit, positioned in Kether orb position, and Port says. Okay. Is that how the clouds are positioned? There are clouds in the Llewellyn Classic Tarot too. Interesting. She's also, she's kind of got this this veil here. No gloves. She's certainly not holding the bird. She looks much happier than the lady in the Victorian deck. That is very true. That is very, very true. So I keep looking at my screen instead of up at you because I'm also looking at these images. Yeah, you guys are making some great. This is why I was hoping people would show up because so many wonderful observations. Look at that in comparison. The tiling on the ground looks so opulent. She really feels like a queen to me. I was looking at the tiling too, and I didn't say it out loud, so thank you for pointing that out, Jen. More empowering in this card. Yeah, I really think these two really show some different energies for our Nine of Pentacles. Jilly says, Cloud, she's come through trying times. She reminds me of Eleanor of Aquitaine. I don't know who that is. She has all her resources mentally available to select from, says Narayani. The Nine of Pentacles gives me a warm summer's day vibe. Yes, so for those of us who are experiencing winter right now, well, fall, it just feels like winter sometimes. These are nice, happy cards, I feel like, for the most part. The bird is coming to her. Yeah, I could see that. There's a chest with a cross in it. Okay, now you're making me do it. Well, how about that? Right down there. Can we see that? Focus. Can we see the chest with the cross? Good eye there, Dragonfly Winsy. I know. I'm with you on that. Everyone tries to remember who is Eleanor of Aquitaine, and I don't even know if I'm even saying that right. All right. As you can see, we've got a lot of different ways we can interpret our upside down 9 of Pentacles. Now, I personally don't read reversals, but one of the things that we didn't really talk about is, and if you guys don't mind, I might run a little bit longer than the hour here, but not too much. I'll try not to run too much longer. But I'd like to talk about what we think if this card is in a challenge position or in a reversed position. What do you think about that? Thank you for coming, Selkie. So what do we think about this card, the Nine of Pentacles? See, now I can prop and look at you and look at the chat. This will work. When this is not necessarily in a positive position for us. The Playbook suggests a dinner party. Get yourselves on over here. Are you reading ahead, Simon? Actually, you can totally do that. The Nine of Pentacles seems like a card nearing harvest with Thanksgiving drawing close. Yes. Everything has meaning. Read the book. Oh, yes, we definitely have to read the book. If you've got the Spirit Keepers, you have to read. You have to read. All right. Oh, no, Emma Geraldine. I'm sorry about your journals. Sorry. We thought 2 pages would be enough. All right. Let's see here. Has anybody offered up what they think when this card is in a challenging position or a reverse position? So a lot of times I've read that this could often mean, so here we go. Narayani says that could mean that the querent remains hooded like the bird, ignoring resources. June, it's important to set aside some quiet time for yourself. Forever Wear, for negative, someone who is selfish and not caring of others. Jen, in a challenge position, beware of getting comfortable in your abundance. And everybody's headed over to Simon's house. It's really far away. Robin at Toadstool, not to harvest too soon before the fruit is ripe. Codependency, says Gwen. Could this mean unable to be okay on your own? So if we think about it like with a blocking of the energy, maybe another way we could look at it too. This is me. I did make it there, Simon. I know where you live. I might look at this as what's preventing me from getting to this place, or feeling this level of confidence and assuredness that I'm this close to my goals. That might be one way I would choose to look at it. I got to contribute once in a while, right? I can't 100,000% rely on you guys, although you're doing amazing. Like you guys are rocking this today. I very, very appreciative for all of the involvement. No red wine for Jen or for Elle. Oh, geez, you guys. I am calming down though. Now I'm getting over my nervousness, so I appreciate you guys hanging with me. Reverse could mean you feel you don't have enough. Yes. All right. Yeah, 93 people, 94 people. You guys, this community rocks. I'm just saying it. All right. Anybody else want to offer any more? Thank you, Jen. Does anybody want to offer any additional insights with this card? Oh, a lack mindset. Janet Science to Soul says. Yes. Gwen, low vibration, blocking abundance. Things, right? Yeah, I think we talked about lack of confidence. All right, not taking time to relax. Yeah, that one really pops out for me, especially when I see that everyday with version. Okay, you guys, who wants homework? The reverse definitely speaks to those scarcity issues. Twist, yes. Bye, Sean. Thanks for coming. Jen wants homework. Mariana, craving homework, or was that a craving? Was one of the interpretations of the card. All right. So we have two versions of homework. Version number 1, the Tarot Playbook. So if we look at the Tarot Playbook, for those of you who have it. In fact, I'll look at the table of contents here. But every activity in the book has a card in its header. So the first activity has the Fool in its header. It's okay. If you don't have the book, I have an alternate activity for you. Okay, so the 9 of Pentacles is back here. And that is going to be dinner with friends, as Simon said. And that's on page 156 of the book. So this is quite an involved exercise. I'm going to just see if I can kind of skim the intent here. This is basically about holding a dinner party, choosing a theme for that party, and then using your tarot cards to help keep the conversation going throughout the evening. So that's kind of what that activity is about there. So if you have the book, and again, I'm sorry, I just don't feel comfortable reading it aloud directly from the book, because I would really be sad if I had to take one of these videos down or more, and we didn't have a full playlist that I'm hoping to have by the end of this series. And as we progress, Jen will calm down. Not to speak about myself in the third person, that was kind of obnoxious. Okay, so the alternative activity that my friends helped me devise last night. So 9 of Pentacles. All right, so here's another way of, oh, I need to move this so I can still see the chat here. So here's an activity for those of you who don't have the book or read the activity in the book and would prefer not to do that activity for whatever reason. Thank you, Simon. I really appreciate it. Wendy says, need to watch out not being over dependent on others. So we've still kind of got some interpretations coming in for this. Okay, so your alternative activity derived out of the brains of people who were very sleep deprived. This one I think comes from our fabulous Jilly, Little Zen Crone, is called Enjoying the Fruits of Our Labors, which I think really falls in line with a lot of the themes we've discussed about this card today. So this week, use the cards to guide you to do something fun, such as which restaurant to go to, where to go for a drive, what movie should I go to. So we want to do something that we enjoy for ourselves, right? So something that really helps us feel like, you know what? I've worked hard. I've earned this. So do this and then use your cards to guide you. So whether you pull a card and interpret it to mean, hey, go eat this kind of food or go see that kind of movie. Or what you could do is get some cards out and maybe assign some different options to them. So, you know, the 9 means I go to the movies. The 8 means I take myself to a fantastic dinner. And then you shuffle and you draw. So Enjoy the fruits of your labor this week, everyone, because you have earned it. If nothing else, you earned it just by coming to this chat and contributing so generously to our discussion today. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate it. Yes or no? Oh, yes. Do I do this? Yes or no? Should I go to this movie? Becca, that's definitely a way that you could interpret and use those cards. Okay, let me see what else you, yes, Simon, 78 activities. There's a whole Google sheet about it that has one for every card. So what I would like to do, I have one question. So before you guys all bail out of here, stick around with me because I do want to ask your opinion on something. I've written so much since school. I can't wait to watch this back and take all these notes down, you guys, because this has been so much more than I daydreamed of. And I don't mean to just sit here and gush all over you, because I do have a couple of points to make. Next week, I would love for us to come back. So for those of you who did the Tarot Playbook activity or the alternative activity or both, I would love to hear how it went for you. So bring it to the chat, or when this video uploads, put in the comments below, you know, if you don't mind coming back and, you know, just putting some comments below on how it went for you. Did it help you connect with your deck? Oh, that was another point I wanted to make. Use whichever deck you want to connect with at this time. So the idea is not necessarily just to get you to connect with this card, but also with your entire deck. Thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate it. For everybody who has said they are enjoying this and are happy to be here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am too, especially as I calm down. I had my little grounding crystal here and I didn't hang up, but you see I've got it on, right? And I've got it on. All right, but here's my question for you. I've been trying to kind of figure out the best way that we can all share our experiences throughout the week with each other when we come back into Playdate, because obviously it's hard for other folks who are, you know, for you guys in the chat, you can't like hold up and say, hey, I did this thing, and it might be kind of a lot to chat. Somebody suggested this to me, and at first I was like, oh no, I kind of poo-pooed it, but then I've been thinking, and it might not be a bad idea, and we can blame Elle for this idea. Actually, Elle, I'm giving you all of the credit. Would you be interested in having a Facebook group, a Tarot Playdate Facebook group? Now, I know not everybody's on Facebook, but would that be something that you would like to kind of share your thoughts on what we discussed in the Tarot Playdate, what you do throughout the week? Oh, I'm seeing some resounding yeses. All right. I was kind of thinking that might be a great way for us to be able, I'm sorry, Twiz, but you can comment in the videos. You can share your thoughts here. Okay, I'm seeing lots and lots of yeses. Could we also have an Instagram hashtag to share pics of other decks? That is a great idea. Hashtag Tarot Playdate. Let's just keep it that easy, guys. So you can use that on Instagram. You can use that on Facebook. Those will be two areas where I will definitely see it. And if you're on YouTube and you want to do anything related to Tarot Playdate on your own channel, and you want to do a hashtag Tarot Playdate, I'll be looking for those as well. Okay, I like that. Thank you. That's a great idea. Let's see. So yes, for Facebook. So that will be one of my homework activities for the week. I will get that set up and get you the information. It will be a private group so that so I probably will have questions that I'll want folks to answer when you come in, but shouldn't be anything that anybody here wouldn't be prepared to answer. Does anyone have, I'm so glad you guys are enjoying this. Thank you again for being here. This, I think, would not be the same, obviously, because the whole point was to get us all together, and being able to play and discuss with you guys and do it in a fun, no pressure kind of way. So many people contributed and participated, which I appreciated. And if you just watched, I appreciated that as well. Cult leader. You know, it's the tarot closet thing. You know, we all get to choose how much we share of ourselves, right? So safe space is what I like to call it. Okay, thank you all. If you have any other questions for me, so I don't quite understand the homework idea. Do something like 9 of Pence. Okay, so Foreverware, the homework is we have two predefined activities. So one, if you have the playbook, find the activity that has the 9 of Pentacles, which is called, I believe it's called Dinner Date. Is that right? Or Dinner with Friends. So on page 156, and try and do this activity sometime during the week. If you do not have this week, then this would be your activity instead. Jamie, the pot, calling Simon at the Hermit's Cave. Yeah, the pot, kettle, black. All right. So the alternative activity is called enjoying the fruits of labor. So at some point during the week, reward yourself. Appreciate what you've accomplished. Appreciate what you've earned for yourself. And then use the cards in some way to help you define how you reward yourself, basically how you're going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So, maybe you give yourself a bubble bath or do something like that. And try and incorporate your cards. Incorporate your cards to help you decide what to do, to help guide you on what to do. Figure out a way to incorporate your cards. And I would love to hear how you do that if that's the activity that you choose. And so hopefully, Dee, that has answered that question. I will put in the description box, so when this video loads, I will put the link to where you can get the Tarot Playbook if that's the way you want to go. You do not have to buy this. But if you do, then you're going to have options, and it's you kind of get to participate in our weekly reviews of these activities. I will put a link to where you can get the book. I will make a note as to which activity we're doing that week. And then I will also put the entire description of the alternative activity, no book required, made up by me, Elle, or Jilly, Little Zen Crone, doing the best that we can. No judge. No judge. We did it in less than 24 hours. So you're definitely going to have something you can do to help you connect with your favorite deck or any deck that you're trying to connect with and this card's energy for the week. All right, I will work on getting a Facebook group set up. I will watch for those Instagram hashtags or Facebook. Okay. Oh, Kelly says hers will probably involve some cake. Are you going to make the cake, Kelly? Does anybody else have any other questions for me? Thank you, Elle. I really appreciate it. You guys have been amazingly fantastic. I'll hang out for just a minute and make sure that what's our number or what's our hashtag? Tarot Playdate. Okay, here, actually, let's type it right in here. Tarot Playdate. That is going to be our hashtag, the Facebook group. I will also title that Tarot Playdate, but with spaces. You guys, like I said, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week. And if you have anybody that you think would enjoy being here, the more the merrier, really. I did not even remotely keep up with the chat, but I want you guys talking to each other probably more than me anyway. So thanks again. I'm going to send you much, much love. Watch for the video to upload. You'll have the links and the information about our activities, and I will see you next week. Thanks so much.